What's going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a great day. I want to go ahead and apologize for the fact that I've not done the top 10 favorite movies of all time list video yet. I've just not had the time. I've been very busy the last couple weeks. I know I said I was going to stay more consistent when I came back to YouTube and be a little bit less wishy-washy with the channel, and I mean, sometimes life happens and you just don't have time for recreational activities. But I'm finding myself with a little bit more time now, and I want to do this big mega Blu-ray haul because I went down to McKay's in Chattanooga, which is it's like a big giant ass fucking place that has pretty much any form of physical media and a bunch of other shit too. I mainly just go there and raid the Blu-rays and shit, and that's what I did. I have accumulated a few $100s in store credit over the years, and every time I go, I use it, some of it. Um, and how I've accumulated that is I've been taking all this clutter in my bedroom and all this junk that doesn't get used, and I just pretty much take it down there and get shit in return for it. So yeah, having so much clutter kind of makes me feel a little bit depressed. So that's a good way to. I think that's a fair trade. Get rid of all this clutter and bolster my dream Blu-ray and a 4K collection. So I've got a lot to show you. There's got to be more than 40 titles in here. So let's go ahead and get into it. They are all alphabetized as well. So we got Battle Los Angeles. I went to the movie theater to see this, and I enjoyed it. It's a fun, stupid sci-fi action movie, and it's got Aaron Eckhart, and Aaron Eckhart's pretty good in it. If you're a fan of the movie District 9, then you probably like this too. It even actually references District 9 on the back. It's Independence Day meets District 9, except cooler. I don't think it's as good as District 9, but if you're a fan of that movie, then you'll enjoy Battle Los Angeles. Alright, so we got a movie. I actually got rid of the Blu-ray because I picked this up. The Batman 4K, one of the few modern post-2017 movies I've enjoyed. Uh, Happy to own this on 4K. I've been wanting it on 4K for a while. I just had the Blu-ray, but now I got it on 4K. I feel like this is one of those movies that I think I can justify buying on 4K. We've got Blade, the first one, which is great, and then we got Blade 2, which I think is superior. And that to me is the last Blade movie. Well, yeah, that's the last Blade movie to me. Yeah, the one that had Triple H, Blade Trinity, that had Triple H in it. We don't acknowledge that because it's a piece of shit. Blade Runner. This is the final cut. I could have swore when I was down there I put Blade Runner 2049, which I think is far inferior to this movie, but it's still good, in my basket, but I guess I didn't. I could have swore that I did, but no, this is the original, the final cut, which is a great movie. I'm not really big on MCU, but I believe this to be first wave, or phase one rather, not first wave. Phase one, Captain America, the first Avenger. I enjoy this movie. I know people that don't like it, and I prefer the Winter Soldier to this, but I still really enjoy this one. I actually would go as far as say I love this movie. I think it's so fucking good. It's a shame that other people don't seem to share the enjoyment for that film, the same enjoyment for that film as I do. We got probably one of the most influential found footage horror movies ever, Cloverfield. I remember when I went to go see the first Michael Bay Transformers in theaters, and the trailer for this uh, appeared on the gray screen and the silver screen rather, and I thought it looked awesome. And I think I rented it when it came to Redbox at some point, and I enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I own it. Alright, this is one that'll probably get me in a lot of shit, but I don't give a fuck. I like it. This is the remake of Death Wish. I'm pretty certain I haven't showed this off in another video. But yeah, no, this is the remake of Death Wish. I think it's a pretty awesome remake. I actually prefer it to the original. And I did like the first two original Death Wish films. After that, they kind of lost me. But I prefer this remake to any of the Death Wish films. Alright, so this is the only film in this the only film in this franchise that I think is actually good. I think there's another one, and somebody told me there's a third one, and, well, I did see the second one, and I didn't even know there was a third one. I'm not going to bother watching it because I was told it sucked, but this is the Escape Plan. It's pretty decent. I might check it out again before too long. It was literally 50 cents. I mean, you can't go wrong with this movie for 50 cents. I watched it, I think about a year ago. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good for what it is. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger makes it better than it has any right to be. But no, this one's good. I hated the second one. I'm not even going to bother checking out the third one. We got Faster. I've always really enjoyed this one. Um, I think this is probably one of my favorite roles of The Rock. I love The Rock as a wrestler. As an actor, not so much. He doesn't have a lot to say in this movie, and I think that's why I like him in this movie. He doesn't have a lot of dialogue in this movie at all, but it is an interesting story, and Billy Bob Thornton is a good villain. Um, I saw this movie probably way too young, but I had a friend that just obsessed over this movie when it came out, and we watched it. He apparently his uncle took him to go see everything in theaters, everything he probably shouldn't have been watching in theaters. But he told me about it, and I think I think one of our parents, can't remember if it was his mom or my dad, that fucking rented this movie, and we watched it. And even my dad, no, it was my dad, because my dad even said he liked it. It is a good movie. All right, I don't think I've shown this one off. If I have, I'm sorry. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It starts getting kind of confusing whenever you are finding really good deals on Blu-rays and you're accumulating so much. Uh, you start kind of losing track what you've shown off in videos. I need to probably start paying more attention to that. I don't think I've shown this off though. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Love this movie. It's a little classic comedy, coming of age kind of movie. Always enjoyed it. Enjoyed it the first time I saw it, and I still love it now. All right, we have Get Out. Jordan Peele, honestly, he has had a pretty positive track record with me. I enjoyed this movie, and I really enjoyed Nope. I wasn't too big a fan of Us. I went to go see that in theaters, and I remember just kind of. But no, I really think this is probably his best film so far. This is obviously his first foray into film. Well, horror filmmaking, and just I think this is his first film altogether. Yeah, no, this is his first film, and it's horror. Um, Definitely really enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting premise. I found it very original. I'm guessing that's why it won an Oscar for its or an Emmy or whatever the fuck it was for its originality. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I actually watched it last night. It had been a hot minute since I watched it, and I love it. I think it's a good movie. Classic Martin Scorsese, Goodfellas. Not going to spend too much time talking about that. It's a classic. All right, this one has two other sequels that are not worth watching, but this one's pretty funny. We got The Hangover. Really funny movie. Don't know why they did two sequels that literally were not innovative in the slightest, but they did, and the first one's still the best, and it's probably the only one I'll ever own. Hobo with a Shotgun. I love this movie. It's a Canadian exploitation movie. I love this fucking movie. It has possibly the best use for a flamethrower in the history of film, in any film ever. The way that they decided to use a flamethrower in this movie is gold, in my opinion. All right, we got The Hunger Games. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit, and I also really enjoyed this. I think this is probably the best in the series. This is The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. We also got Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1 and Mockingjay Part 2. I actually enjoy these, and I enjoyed the books when I was younger. And, well, the books kind of got me and this kid in a lot of trouble because this kid sold me the box set for $5 when the Scholastic Book Fair came to town, or came to town, to fucking my school. And dumbass was stealing box sets and putting them in his fucking backpack from the book fair and selling them for $5 a piece. And I was one of the stupid kids that bought one for $5, and I had to give it back, unfortunately. Well, they made me. I didn't give it back. I told them that I lost it, but no, I didn't lose it. I was a piece of shit as a kid. All right, we got a release that came out pretty recently that I went to go see in the theaters. I got the Iron Claw. I picked this up at Walmart. I didn't pick this up at McKay's. I normally don't buy movies whenever they first come out, but this is one of the rare cases where I felt the need to. I just thought this was a fantastic movie. Only issue I had was the guy that played Ric Flair. Didn't feel. I think they could have got somebody better to play Ric Flair. Other than that, this was a fantastic movie. Absolutely loved it. Joker. pretty excited for the sequel. I actually genuinely don't get excited for movies anymore, but I am looking forward to the sequel. But I think this was probably my favorite movie of 2019. Just I'd like to. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do in this second film. Now everybody's blowing my phone up. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Oh, we got the remake of King Kong 4K. I am dying to check this out on 4K. I can't wait to see how the CGI looks on this 4K. I thought that it looked beautiful in the theater. I saw this movie in theaters. I even played the video game, which I actually think the video game's better than... I played the video game on the Xbox 360. I think the video game was actually better than the movie, personally. It's just a little bit long. This movie's a little bit long, but the effects are fucking gorgeous. The fight, like the fight scenes between King Kong and the T-Rexes is fucking awesome. I just think this movie's a little bit too long, but no, I definitely like it, and it was for like $5 on 4K. I'm like, you can't go wrong with that. Got Land of the Dead, pretty decent movie. I'm not really too much into zombie movies, but I mean, this was like $1. Yeah, I like Land of the Dead. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, or I might be thinking of a different movie. Either way, I think this is a good movie, and if I like it, then that's all that matters. The Last House on the Left, the remake, or excuse me, the original. This is the original, not the remake. I had the remake, but I didn't have this one, and I definitely prefer the remake. I do like the original though, but I just much prefer the remake. And what kills this for me is those stupid fucking cops. Good God, they suck all the tension out of the fucking movie. Other than that, I think the rape scene is very intense, very, very, very disturbing and unsettling. Those stupid cops, they suck all the tension out of the fucking movie. Because you got this really serious, heinous, horrific plot line, and then you get these two fucking idiot fucking cops that they come up and they act stupid, they say something stupid. It's almost like the cops in Halloween Part 5. They're just idiots. They're bumbling idiots. And they kind of just suck the tension out of the movie. We got Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. This is the third one. Not my favorite in the franchise. My favorite still probably goes to The Road Warrior. But this is a good movie. There's not a bad Mad Max movie at all. Some people say the first one's bad. I don't think the first one's bad at all. We got No Escape. I enjoyed this when it came out. I kind of felt like it flew under the radar. The plot, I actually really like. The family moves to... I can't remember what country it was that they moved to. They moved to some Southeast Asian country, and this coup d'etat breaks out. And it's pretty riveting. It's pretty intense. I definitely recommend checking No Escape out if you never have. It's a good way to kill an hour and a half. I think it's more like an hour and 45 minutes, but I'm not going to fucking waste my time. Alright, we got a movie that I know is bad, and I know that it sucks, but I don't care. I get enjoyment out of this movie, and I don't know why. I just do. Because it's a sequel, and it's far inferior to the original. But for some odd reason, I get enjoyment out of it, and that's Pacific Rim Uprising. No, it's not as good as the first. No, it's not a good movie. And it's the 4K of Pacific Rim Uprising. So the suckage of this movie I get to watch in 4K. And that's fine because I enjoy the suckage in this movie. I enjoy the fact that this movie has shallow characters. I don't enjoy that, actually. Yeah, this movie's got shallow characters, and even the kaiju fight scenes are not even as good as they were in the first one. But I enjoyed it. It was it's a good waste of time, in my opinion. I probably should do the original justice, which I think is a great movie. I probably should upgrade the original to 4K as well. If I'm going to have this on 4K, I probably need to treat the original a little bit better and do it justice and get it on 4K. People are going to be, why do you have the original on Blu-ray, but you have the sequel on 4K? I don't know. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I don't know. Paranormal Activity, the first one, not my favorite in the franchise. Same with Paranormal Activity 2, not my favorite. I do like the first two, but we have my favorite, Paranormal Activity 3. I think the first two are worth getting through to get to this movie. I don't know why. This movie unsettles the fuck out of me. And like I said, I like the first one. I like the second one probably a little bit better than the first one, and I like this one better than both of them. The ending of this movie always creeped me the fuck out. And it's, spoiler alert, give you guys a second to click off the video or skip past. Cults freak me out. Just, yeah, cults have always caused me to feel uncomfortable in films. I don't know why. Cults just have always done that to me. We got A Perfect Getaway, which is a thriller. It's got a very, very unique twist. And I'm not going to spoil it, and I'm not going to talk much about it. I think if you've not seen this movie, you should really go check it out. It has a very, very, very unique twist that kind of just comes out of nowhere. But it really pulls the rug out from under you. So I really, really recommend A Perfect Getaway. Okay, we've got A Perfect World with Kevin Costner, and I think, yeah, Clint Eastwood's in it too. I saw this movie one time, and I remember liking it, and it was at Dollar General for like $3, $4, something like that, and I was like, you know what, I've been wanting to watch this movie again for a while. I thought the first time I saw it told a nice little story, and maybe I might watch it again tonight. Actually, I have nothing going on tonight, so yeah, I like that movie though. We got Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. I like this movie a lot. It's not the most loyal to its source material, and I have read the books. But I really found this movie enjoyable. Alexandra Daddario's in this movie, and that was before she got famous, obviously. And it's got Logan Lerman in it as well. I've just always enjoyed this movie. I think there's a scene that takes place in Nashville, and I live in Tennessee. Obviously, I live in between Nashville and Knoxville, so I think it's just kind of that just was kind of cool. I saw this in theaters. Me and my dad went and watched it. My dad liked it. The sequel, however, is garbage. The Sea of the Monsters or whatever the fuck it was called, it sucked. But this one's actually pretty entertaining. It's very entertaining, and that's ultimately what I look for in a movie: is does it entertain me? Is it well written? Is it well done? Is it well made? Yes. Percy Jackson's The Olympians, The Lightning Thief is a well-made movie, and I really enjoyed it. We got Predators. Probably the only Predator movie I like, aside from Predator 1 and Predator 2. I hated the Shane Black The Predator movie. Hated that. Prey I thought sucked. But this one I didn't think sucked. I thought I'd give this one maybe a 6 out of 10. I need to own Predator 2 at some point. No, I enjoyed this movie for the most part. I gave it a positive score. 6 out of 10 is positive. Anything over a 5 out of 10 to me is a positive score. Psycho. I'm not even going to waste time talking about that because it's a classic. And I think the sequel is even better. Real Steel. I went to go see this in the theater. I saw this in theaters. Yep, Real Steel. I saw this in theaters. I thought it was pretty interesting. It was something different. Boxing robots. I mean, a lot of us as kids, we had those Rock'em Sock'em robots. The little where you just smash the buttons and you got the ring, and the red robot and the blue robot are punching the shit out of each other. That's kind of what this reminded me of. I don't know why. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie, but it was $1. So, yeah. I actually went to the theater to see this. I remember it was a rainy day. We were supposed to go do something outside. Never happened. So we went to the theater, and that was out. And I was like, this looks like it might be pretty good. And I remember it being really good. So, yeah. Classic Tarantino. Reservoir Dogs. Just the iconic scene of the dude getting his ear sliced off with a knife I love that scene. That's one of my favorite scenes in all of cinema. And I even played the video game on the PS2. Alright, we got The Shallows with Blake Lively. Pretty decent shark movie. Somebody said this was the next Jaws. I mean, I don't think it's the next Jaws. I think it's probably the best shark movie since Jaws. I mean, shark movies usually suck. I think I liked Jaws, obviously the first one. Jaws 2 was okay. Deep Blue Sea, the first one, was pretty decent. And this one. That's about it. That's about all the shark movies that I enjoyed. Most shark movies are absolutely shit. Oh no, Open Water was okay, the first Open Water movie. Yes, they did sequels to that. I don't know why, but Open Water wasn't like a shark movie as you would know. That was a different type of shark movie. But this, I thought was entertaining. I do have some flaws with it, unfortunately, but the 4K transfer is pretty good, especially the scene with the jellyfish. And Blake Lively's gorgeous, so that's always a plus too. Ryan Reynolds is a lucky man. Sicario, the first one, Josh Brolin. I love Josh Brolin. You guys know I love Josh Brolin. It's no secret that I'm a fan of Josh Brolin, and I have been a fan of Josh Brolin for a long time. Unfortunately, I did not pick up the sequel because I think the sequel fucking sucks balls. We got a remake, Stars Born. This is one of the few post 2017 movies I can say I thoroughly enjoyed. The ending is so fucking depressing. It's so fucking depressing. Lady Gaga is a very likable character in this, where I felt that the one with Barbra Streisand, she was not very likable, and I don't know why I felt that way. I just did. But yeah, this is a good movie. Good movie. Bradley Cooper's great too, which I'm a big fan of Bradley Cooper as well. Probably not as much as I am Josh Brolin, but yeah, Bradley Cooper's great in it. We got Star Wars Episode 1 through 3, as well as Episodes 4 through 6. To me, these are Star Wars. I hate the sequels, and I don't care what anybody says. I have always liked the prequels. I have always said the prequels are good. Revenge of the Sith is my first favorite in the franchise. My second favorite is Attack of the Clones. And my third favorite would be Empire Strikes Back. I'm not as high on the Phantom Menace as I am Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, but I love the prequels, and the original trilogy is great. A New Hope, great. Empire Strikes Back, one of the greatest movies ever made. Return of the Jedi, I think, is the way Star Wars should have ended. That's the complete ending of Star Wars. Episode 7 through 9, to me, especially Episode 8, are not canon. I don't give a fuck. I think they are horrible, especially Episode 8. I can tolerate Episode 9, I just can't. I can't do Episode 8. And speaking of the perfect ending to a saga, we got Superman Returns, which is the sequel to Superman 2. Now, this might be a little bit confusing because Superman 3 and Superman 4 exist. Well, Superman 3 sucked, and Superman 4 is by far one of the worst movies ever fucking committed to film. Superman 2 is great, Superman 1 are fucking phenomenal. And you know what? Superman Returns, I think, is a damn good movie. Damn good follow-up. If you hated 3 and you hated 4, then Superman Returns, in my opinion, is the way to go. This, to me, this feels like a continuation of Christopher Reeve's Superman, even though it is Brandon Routh, and Brandon Routh carried on the legacy of Christopher Reeve, as well as making it his own. And I appreciate that more than anything Superman 3 or Superman 4 had to offer. Which, that was really, if you look at it all together, those two movies literally offered nothing. Superman 3, I would say, is better than 4, but that's not really saying anything. We got Twister with this glow-in-the-dark art from Walmart. That's what the normal artwork looks like. Twister's a classic. Not really looking forward to the sequel because it looks like it's just going to be the same movie again, just brought into the... I'm probably not even going to watch it. I don't feel like I need to watch it when the first one's a classic. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. Warrior, probably one of my favorite sports movies of all time. I saw it in theaters. Joel Edgerton's great, and Tom Hardy, who I'm not really ever really... I've never been a big fan of Tom Hardy, but I think he's pretty good in this, and Nick Nolte's really good as the alcoholic dad who, really, to be honest, wasn't the best father to Joel Edgerton or Tom Hardy's characters. But Joel Edgerton, in my opinion, is, I think, one of the best actors going, and he's phenomenal in this. If you've not seen Warrior, I really recommend it. We got V for Vendetta with Natalie Portman. I saw this movie sometime... Man, fuck, when did I see this movie? I saw this movie... I've seen this movie a few times. Anyway, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, no, this is a good movie, but there's a guy's accent. There's an accent used in this movie by one of the characters that just really fucking... And I think it's Natalie Portman's accent that kind of bothered me. But other than that, this is a good movie. So I'm glad to have that one. And we got one more. We got You're Next, which is a slasher movie. I thoroughly enjoyed this, even though the acting from everybody except Sharni Vincent is shit. It's a fun, terrifying. It is kind of scary. This movie is kind of creepy. I watched it again for the first time in a while the other night, and I enjoyed it. I remember the first time I saw this movie, I didn't see it in theaters, but I remember um, I was having a birthday party. I think it was at the movie theater. Yeah, no, I was having a birthday party at the movie theater because we were seeing the movie Ride Along, but I had some friends. I had some friends who came over and spent the night before, and we rented this movie. My dad did, and it ended up terrifying everybody, all the other kids that were spending the night before the birthday party. I think it was I had like two or three friends come over and spend the night before, and they were all scared to death of this movie. I didn't think it was scary. I mean, it's scary, but it didn't keep me up at night. Obviously, we all really enjoyed it though, and to think I'm not even friends with any of those fucking idiots anymore either. But my dad ultimately said he liked this movie. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of. I've been trying to add this to my collection for a long time, and I don't know why I never got around to it. Every time I was like, oh, man, I bet you if I go somewhere they have this movie, and they either never do or they have it and the disc is all beat up or some stupid shit like that. Like, which I mean, Blu-rays are supposed to be scratch resistant, so how you get them to the point where they don't fucking play is beyond me. But yeah, no, that is the haul, a 26-minute video. So yeah, it's quite a while. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be putting out the top 10 favorite movies of all time, probably during the week or this weekend. So stay on, or keep your eyes open for that. I need a drink of water because it is fucking hot in this house. So I'm gonna get off here, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys liked the video. Make sure that hit that like and subscribe button. Blah. And I'm out. Peace.